I'm actually really liking it. Really like reading about rich people, I guess. It is the most difficult book to read. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys can see from the title below, you'll know what video this is going to be. I just want to do something different this week. I feel like I've been stuck in my romance and fantasy book. If you guys know me, if you guys followed me for a while, you'll know that my only genres are romance and fantasy. I'm a creature of habit and I hate going out of my comfort zone, which is romance and fantasy. And the one genre that I have always wanted to pick up, that I feel like I've been putting off picking up and I just never get the chance to pick up, is classics. I feel like classics for me is a very scary genre, and I don't even know if it's a genre or not, because some classics are still mystery books, they're still romance books, they're still lit fic books. And so the first book we're going to be reading in this vlog is The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. I only own 3 classic books. This is the first one. These are the second and third ones. This is Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott, and this is Emma by Jane Austen. Why am I not picking these two? Because they're thick. This one is only 300 something pages, while these two are on the 400 page side. I'm hoping to get these read by the end of the year, but I want to start slow and I want to start a little bit easier, and I'm just gonna pick up The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. I know this was made into a movie in the 1900s. We're just gonna try with this reading vlog. I'm not gonna expect too much when it comes to this, but I've been reading so many romance and fantasy books and I actually feel a little bit bored by them. I want to try and see if I can venture into a classic and see if I like it, and hopefully get into more classics. I'm gonna get started into this and we will just get on with our reading. As you guys saw, I am reading this book. I'm at chapter 4 now. I'm at page 26. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to the formal language of this book, but the writing is really formal. I can understand why it's written this way. It was a little bit difficult to get into, but I think that it portrays that era very well. Anyway, just wanted to pop in here and say the descriptions in this book is quite hilarious for me. There is this character in this book that is obese. Please ignore my dog behind me. And the description of explaining her being obese is not blank character is obese. They go on to say, the immense accretion of flesh which has descended on her in middle life like a flood of lava on a doomed city had changed her from a plump, active little woman with a neatly turned foot and ankle into something as vast and august as a natural phenomenon. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on reading this. Also, just wanted to let you guys know, got 2 cute dogs over here. One is sleeping and one is going crazy. This one has never seen a camera before. I think she is curious. Are you? It is currently 11:20 p.m. and so I am going to go to bed soon, but I want to give an update on The Age of Innocence because I have been reading this and I am now at chapter 13. I'm at page 97. This book has lots of these pages where basically the paragraph has no breaks whatsoever. It's just one long paragraph. This is a whole long paragraph. This is a very difficult book for me to read in general. The writing is just so different, and as somebody who doesn't speak the English language very fluently, even though it seems like I do speak it fluently, I am trilingual and my mother tongue is actually not English. I'm trying to take this a little bit slowly. I've been reading it slowly just so I can consume the information a little bit better, but I've been having fun with my read in a sense where this is so eye-opening to the period of time when this book was written, which is the 1870s New York. This period of time is in between the Victorian era and World War I, and it's really interesting to see the society of New York during this time, how different it is with the European counterparts, and obviously how these people are going through their lives in this aristocratic world. And we're following Newland Archer, who is a part of this really prominent family, and he's said to be married to May Welland, who's also part of one of those very prominent aristocratic families in New York. One day, Ellen Olenska, who is May Welland's cousin, comes to New York, and Ellen is completely different than the people of this high society society in New York, and she has lots of bad rap to her because she's currently getting divorced. Newland Archer, who is basically our main protagonist of this book, gets stuck in between these two women. It is so interesting to see him kind of break free from the notions that he has of the society he's living in. I'm not sure what Newland is going to go about with this situation. I'm gonna put this down now. I need to go and work, and just excited to continue on reading this. I am going to go now. I will see you guys tomorrow with more updates on the Age of Innocence. Guys, on top of like this little makeshift tripod, so hopefully this stays. I'm gonna try my best to not move too much. And it's the next day and I'm still reading The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton, but because I have more time today, I actually read a lot, and I'm at chapter 21. This is page 170. I've read 70 pages today, which I'm very happy about. Also, I will be leaving for tennis in 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I still have lots of time to get this read. I'm hoping to get through until page 200. That is my goal. Side note, today is the 30th of July and my birthday today. I'm just gonna sit and read. If you guys can hear my dog snoring, I apologize. I am so far enjoying this. I love the little tidbits of New York that you get, the society during the 1870s. I think what makes this story really interesting, the fact that the author really knows New York like the back of her hand. I'm surprised because once again, it's a classic. It was really hard to read, but now that I'm getting the hang of it, I'm actually really liking it. So I'm gonna go now. That is going to be it for this update. I will see you guys later on. I am so proud and happy to say that I finished The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton this morning. I thought I was gonna give an update yesterday night, but I ended up not reading any further than my last update, which is page 170, I think, because I went to play tennis and then I was so tired at night, so I just went to sleep. I woke up today and read all morning and I finished it. This took so long for me to read, like the last few pages. I don't know why. It took me around 3 hours to finish the last like 130 pages. The ending was so good, you guys. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I think the writing was difficult to get into and I might have made a very bad decision reading this, and this is my first ever classic I've read, but I'm so happy I got through it. I'm so happy I read it. This is, I think, the only book that I've read that I enjoy the cheating trope slash affair trope so much. I just love the underlying meaning of this whole affair and what it really means to him as a character. It was so good of an ending. I appreciated how it ended. I love the way the story went through with the affair. One thing about this book is that Edith Wharton also lived in New York during this period of 1870s, and she's also a socialite. She came from a very rich household. What I really like about it is that even though she did live in that society and she was one of those socialites slash aristocrats, she critiques a lot of the values and the norms that they go through. And I had fun looking through the many dramas of the people in this world. There are so many characters, but I started to understand why there were so many characters to begin with. It felt like a soap opera drama style. I just really like reading about rich people, I guess. I am done with The Age of Innocence. I suddenly do not want to read anything else other than the classics that I own, which I only have 2 right now. I did impulsively buy 4 classics just now. I purchased a few. Not sure when I'm gonna get through those, but right now what I have is I have Emma by Jane Austen and I have Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. I've researched and I've come to the realization that those 2 books are actually a lot more beginner friendly compared to this one. For this vlog, we're only going to be reading 2 books. I usually read 3 or 4 books in a reading vlog, but since it's a classic and I do not want to rush my read with that, I don't want to feel like I'm being forced to read it. I might only be able to pick up 2 books. However, I think I'm gonna pick up Little Woman instead of Emma because this one I'm in the middle of. I've read 8 pages of. I have the penguin cloth bound version. I bought this in Europe. I don't know why I bought it. I just thought it was beautiful. The beginning portion of this book, there is like a little introduction to how this story was made, what influenced it, and the writing process of Louisa May Alcott writing this, but we're gonna skip it. I'm pretty sure when I first bought this, I did read the introduction, but I forgot completely what it was. This is a pretty thick classic book, by the way. It is 490 pages. Also, my weekends this week is going to be very jam-packed because I have lots of birthday festivities this weekend. I am celebrating it this weekend. That is it for this update. I will see you guys later. Here to give an update on Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I picked this up just now. I've been reading on and off, and now I'm at chapter 9. This is page 83. I think I can get a lot more done, but my initial goal today was to get chapter 10. That would be page 99, I think. That means I would have read 100 pages today, which my goal is to read 100 pages of this book a day. I feel like the writing is a lot more easy than the first book I read. Also, the topic of this book is about 4 sisters and how they go through their life. And I think I do really like stories where siblings play a big role, because I feel like in my life, my siblings are very close to me. There are some things about a family that is difficult to explain, but when you read it on a book, you can really relate to it. And I have watched the Little Woman film, but I honestly don't remember much about that movie. I only remember the big pictures, but the small details, I don't really remember. And I feel like with this book, you get a lot more details when it comes, like, compared to the movie. It feels like a literary fiction book. It's easy to consume, and it's just a fun ride. I'm gonna go and take a shower and just rest today. I will update you guys tomorrow. So it is the next day, and I know I didn't update at all today. This is my only update. Currently it is at night. As you guys can see, it's really dark. It's currently 7:30 p.m. and I have updates on Little Women. I haven't read a lot today, and also I won't be able to read a lot more today because I have lots of things to do tonight. I have a lot of work that I need to catch up on, but I am now at page 194, so I'm almost at my 200 page mark. I am reading and having a really good time with Little Women. I really like seeing all of the different characters and obviously how they differ from each other, because we're following 4 sisters in this book. Where's my phone? I wrote down some of my thoughts because I feel like I am going to forget them when I want to update you guys. Where's my phone? Let me find the notes app. I wrote down a few topics I remember. So the reading experience, first of all, for me feels like a coming of age type of story where you follow these 4 women and you see them grow up to adolescents and then to adults. And I think that that part of the book is just what makes it really interesting, to see them grow, to see how they differ from when they were young, and to see what kind of experiences caused them to change for the worse or for the better. The relationship these sisters have and how they affect each other, I think, is the most interesting part of this book. And also I did a little bit of research on this book, and apparently Louisa May Alcott, who is the author of this book, she also has 3 sisters. She's a group of 4 girls in the family, and she also lives the same way as these girls. And I think that's why this book kind of sounds like an autobiography of these 4 girls, because literally she lived the same lives as these girls, almost similarly to these girls. I think that's also why it feels very sentimental and very personal. It is written in 3rd person, but the POV you get, sometimes you get the narrator's POV, which sometimes appears in a 1st person. So there are some paragraphs where the narrator will narrate the feelings of these 4 girls, and then suddenly she talks about her feelings of how she sees these 4 girls, and it will come out in like I or we second. There are also parts of the 3rd person POV where different inanimate objects will come about as a point of view. For example, the sun will also have a point of view, which is very interesting. Lastly, I love all the 4 sisters. They all have really distinctive characters, and I like the fact that they're very, very different from each other, and they just bring a different side to the story. I think I should have started with this book. Not gonna lie, the Age of Innocence was difficult, but this one was just, it's easy. Those are my thoughts of this book. I am going to go now. I will hopefully be able to read a little bit more today, and I will give you guys an update tomorrow. Lighting is horrifying, and I completely understand this is not a first world problem. I know that it's not that important, but if you guys want to buy a classic book, please do not get the Penguin's cloth-bound classics. Just get the regular one. It is not worth it. This is only pretty when you put it on the shelf, but when you're reading it, it is the most difficult book to read on because it's really hard. Like, it's hard to open. It won't keep still. And it's so heavy, so I can't lift it like this for a long period of time. I'm having a very hard time reading this book. Yeah, that's my update. I'm having a hard time. In after I took a shower, so hopefully you guys are okay with the slightly damp looking hair, but I want to give an update before I go to bed. So today's Sunday night. As I have guessed, I didn't read anything on Saturday because I had birthday festivities. On Friday, I forgot to give an update. I know I filmed myself reading, but I don't remember where I last stopped. Right now, at least, I'm at page 334. I have around 160 pages to the end of this book. It's currently 9 p.m. right now, and my goal is to sleep at like 10:30 or 11 because right now I am tired. I just came back from tennis. I am very much exhausted, and all I want to do is to go to bed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read as much as I can tonight, maybe read for an hour, and then go to bed and finish off the rest tomorrow. My thoughts about this so far is that it's going very well, and I do like the characters. I do like what's going on and what's happening. I get a little bit zoned out sometimes reading this though, so I'm not really too sure why. I'm hoping I can get to at least page 400 today. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna continue reading this. I'm gonna go now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Another chance like this. Said Amy, looking sober over one page. Hi guys, it is the next day. It's currently Monday. As you guys saw, I did end up reading Little Woman today, and I read up until page 370, I think, yesterday. I listened to the audiobook up until page 440. I think I might be wrong, but I think it might be 440. And then I read the rest of the way through because I realized that the audiobook is really slow. And I do feel like I read faster than listen to it, so I ended up just stopping my puzzle and I finished the book. I am so happy to say I read Little Woman because I bought it and it has been on my shelf for such a long time, and I feel like such an accomplished person picking up a classic and actually finishing this book. And I am very proud of myself to have gone through this and read something that I wouldn't actually pick up. So now that we have read a classic, I am actually pretty excited to pick up more classics, but I think I am going to pick up easier and shorter ones for sure. This is the end of my classics reading vlog. We are officially at the end of the week, and today's Monday and I need to start a new reading vlog. Final thoughts on Little Women is that I did really like the audiobook. I felt like there were lots of different narrators for the different voices of this book. I also just really liked the fact that there was emotion in the audiobook, and I just felt like I was watching a movie. Overall, I did enjoy the book. I did, however, feel like there was a lot of a monotony in the middle of the book, which got me a little bit bored around like page 300, which is where I started to lose interest in the book, and I started to feel like the writing was difficult to read. I enjoyed the book, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first book, Age of Innocence. So I think this book is either going to be a 3 or a 3.5 star read, just because I did really like the morals in this book. I did like a lot of the things that were taught in this book. I also really liked the ending, even though not a lot of people liked it, but I felt like the way the story went on, the ending made the most sense. And I also really like the relationships the sisters had. I'm gonna sit on this. I don't want to rate it too early just because I'm scared. But by the time I edit this video, I should have a rating on, so I'm just gonna put the rating on the screen of like what I finally rated as. I'm gonna go now. I am proud that I read 2 classics this week and I actually finished them, and yeah, that is going to be it for this reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you guys enjoyed. I promise to read more classics. I might make another reading vlog on that. Look out for that, but that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.